Hello, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the J Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Josh Winokowski. Super pumped to be with all of you guys today. Just gonna catch up on some sports news, talk our usual sports for a little bit, and yeah. But quickly before we get into that, I do want to say this. I had such a blast doing the Justin Campbell interview. That was the last episode I put out. If you haven't listened to it yet, I'll link it if you're watching on YouTube up there. If you haven't watched it yet, if you haven't listened to it yet, listen on Spotify. I had such a blast. Again, thank you, Justin, for coming on. We got a lot of traffic on that episode. A pretty good amount of YouTube views and Spotify listens and Apple listens. It was really awesome. So I think I want to try and do some more of those fun interviews like that because I had a really good time, me and Justin catching up, and also knowing him as a middle schooler. So it was really cool, awesome to catch up with him. But I hope you guys really enjoyed that interview because I had such a blast with it. But first off, today we got to talk about the NCAA because as of Thursday, July 1st, NCAA athletes can now get money for their name, image, and likeness. So it has started. College athletes can now sign endorsement deals, stuff like that, while in college and get money for it. There are a few complicated rules, and I'm going to go over them and kind of explain them the best that I can. I know it's very complicated, though, and there's a huge set of rules, but I'm happy. This has been a long time in the making. And I think that it should have been in a long, long, long time ago. I think college athletes, they don't have time to have a job. They don't have that kind of time being at least a Division I athlete. You don't have the time to have a job if you're a football, basketball, baseball, gymnastics, volleyball, swimming, track and field. If any college athlete, it's hard to find time to have a job. So this is really cool that they can be able to earn some money and still play the sport that they love. So one rule is jersey sales aren't a thing. That you won't get money for jersey sales because that involves the NCAA. The NCAA hasn't gotten into this yet about all of that, so they can't earn money on their jersey sales. Another thing, let me try to explain this. So if an LSU athlete sponsored by Nike, he can't go off and sign a separate deal with Adidas because that's conflict. That will be a conflict of interest, being wearing Adidas, but the school is sponsored by Nike. That don't work. So you couldn't do that. Another thing, okay, we'll use the example. Say I'm an LSU player. An LSU player signs an endorsement to do an autograph signing at a local sports bar. So, by my understanding of the rules, is he can sign any merchandise that's given to him, but he can't be wearing merchandise of the school unless sponsored by the school. So, say that sports bar that this LSU player is at is sponsored by the school as well. He can show up in his LSU jersey, shirt, hat, whatever. But if it's not sponsored by the school, he just has to wear whatever he wants. It just can't be LSU gear. So, but he can sign LSU gear. He just can't be wearing it if it's not sponsored by the school. So there are some complicated rules, and I think that's my understanding of them. If I'm completely wrong, let me know in the comments, let me know down in the comments, either on the Instagram post or on YouTube. Just let me know, no, that's wrong. It's actually this, because I'm confused on it. It's super complicated wording, as always, by the NCAA. But this has been a long time coming, and this was a good bright spot for the NCAA. Unlike last week when NC State was forced to leave the College World Series when they had a do-or-die game the next day against Vanderbilt. I knew a lot of people were not happy about it. I was not happy about it. it was the wrong time and place for that to happen. In a winner go home game like that, to go to the College World Series, you can't do that. And Mississippi State, congratulations, they took down Vanderbilt in 3 games. So they went the max all 3 games, and Mississippi State was in cruise control for that second win, winning 9-0. So congratulations, Mississippi State. Good job on the win, knocking down Vanderbilt. I think NC State could have been in. They had a legit shot. So I want to talk about that. Mention that real quick. But this was a bright spot for the NCAA, getting that name, image, and likeness out there. College athletes can now be paid through endorsement deals and have agents and this and that. And also another rule, and this again, weird wording. Once you sign at a school, you can start getting endorsements right then and there. So let's take example of Arch Manning. Arch Manning, high school prospect, he's a sophomore. So he still has 2 more years of high school. But say he verbally commits to Alabama. He verbally commits to Alabama. And then he signs with Alabama, at the end of his junior year. His senior year, he can start doing endorsements and this and that through Alabama. So, in Alabama, a local Alabama shop, or again, a sports bar, or a shoe company, or, well, as long as it's the same as Alabama, I guess, for shoe company, a clothing brand or whatever, a thrift shop, whatever, they can start doing endorsements with him, even though would be as technically, if that happened that way, a senior in high school. So he can still, in high school, be signing endorsement deals, having an agent to help him out with that, which is really crazy to think. But I hope that this is something that all athletes will end up benefiting from. Not just the big name guys, but some of the lesser name guys. They'll be able to get their name out there and just make some money. But I'm really happy that this is going on. I'm super happy this is happening. Let me know your thoughts. Do you like that this is happening for the NCAA, or are you meh on it? Good. I personally love it. And before we move on to the next thing, I'm going to give you 3 athletes. Oh, and then we have Reggie Bush stuff to talk about too. Let's talk about that first, actually. So, Reggie Bush, as we all know, had his Heisman Trophy taken away from him because his parents took money or a form of a car, and he had to give back his Heisman Trophy, and basically his name's not in the record books anymore. Like, they wiped him from the NCAA records. But this is a post I saw, and it says, it suggests that Reggie Bush would make between $4 to $6 million annually with the new NIL rules. Those are the name, image, and likeness rules. Yet the NCAA took away his Heisman because he accepted $300K under the table while USC made millions of dollars off of his success. And then it says it's time to return. It's time to return him the trophy. And Reggie Bush has asked for permission for that, actually. He has asked for permission to be reinstated, basically, can I get my NCAA trophy? Can I get my Heisman Trophy back? And can I be put in the record books now? And I agree. I believe it was a car that maybe Reggie accepted, and then his parents got some money or apartment. So they got something. They both. I do remember hearing about him getting a car. But I just, where it's at right now with the rules and people people being able to make the money like that, I really think Reggie's name should be reinstated into the history books of the NCAA, because his story does need to be told. Because let's be honest, whether you like USC or not, he was one of the most dominant college football athletes ever. And yeah, he deserves to be in the record books. He deserves to have his Heisman Trophy back. I hope it happens. I don't know if it will, but I really, really, really hope it does. But that leads me into my next thing. I was, top 3 athletes who would have benefited the most if they were playing with the rules of endorsement deals and stuff like that. So number 3, Mr. Primetime himself, Primetime Deion Sanders. I think he would have made a boatload. I mean, he was an absolute menace on the football field for Florida State. And I think he would have gotten a ton of endorsement deals. He would have made a boatload of money. And again, I believe he played 3 years of college, maybe 4. So he was there for a long time. I'm double checking if it's 3 or 4. But either way, he would have made a good amount of money, doing that. So let me see, how long did Deion play college? Play in college. Let's see. Yeah, and so he played baseball and track. So he was a 3-sport athlete as well. He played 4 years at Florida State. 4 years at Florida State. So yeah, he would have made bank. Yeah, he would have made bank. So number 3, primetime Deion Sanders. Number 2, I just mentioned him, Reggie Bush. 3 years at USC, Heisman Trophy winner, crazy freak athlete. He was a running back, a punt returner, running back, punt returner, and I believe he also was pretty good at catching passes in college. Yeah, he had in 2004 in his sophomore year. He had 500 receiving yards as well on 43 catches. I mean, Reggie did it all, really. So Reggie Bush, I think he would have gotten a real good payday if he was playing in this time. I also think he would have kept his trophy. I think we all know. I think we all know who number 1 is going to be, and it's not even close because he checks every freaking box. Tim Tebow, number 1. He would have made the most money, in my opinion, if he played in the time where college athletes could be paid. So first, again, he played 4 years. 4 years at Florida. He won. Sorry, my cats are going crazy right now. Sorry if you hear them. He was Heisman winner in 2007, 3rd in 2008, 5th in 2009. So he finished top 5 3 of the 4 years, and in 3 of the 4 years that he was quarterback there. He also checks every box, and he was, a nice guy, great athlete, and a religious dude. We know about Tim Tebow and his religion, how, we know all about that. So that's just another demographic, I guess, that he checks. And that's, another place that would want to endorse Tim Tebow probably. I'm sure there would be a church in Florida saying, hey, could you, come along, see a service, maybe sign some autographs, we'll pay you this to do that. I believe there that would have happened. So no doubt in my mind, Tim Tebow's number 1. I guess we can debate 2 and 3, but I don't think number 1 is debatable at all. Again, let me know in the comments if you do think it's debatable. Maybe you think there is someone who would have made more money. But I want to hear your list. I got Tebow 1, Reggie Bush 2, primetime Deion 3. Let me know if you have a different list than that, because I'd love to hear what you guys think, and I'd love to hear you guys' opinions. So yeah, drop a comment on the Insta post or down here on YouTube. But we're gonna move on to the next thing, and quickly going to be the NHL. So the Stanley Cup Finals started. It's between Tampa Bay Lightning, Montreal Canadiens. The Canadiens did pull it out in Game 7, but it's not looking good as tonight they go down 3-0 to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Unfortunately, Corey Perry, it doesn't look like he's going to get that second cup. I mean, never say never, but it seems very unlikely that he's going to get that second Stanley Cup, which is unfortunate. But Montreal had an amazing run, a great run, but it looks like it's going to be the Tampa Bay Lightning going back-to-back this year. And so I just want to briefly talk Stanley Cup playoffs real quick. And next thing I do want to talk about, holy cow, these cats are insane. um, is MLB news. So, first sensitive subject here. So, Trevor Bauer has been placed on a 7-day administrative leave. There are sexual assault allegations against him. A female woman said that there were 2 encounters. There's a whole story on it. I really don't want to talk about the details of anything. I feel like if you know about the story, you've read the articles and you know what's being said, and you know what, you've kept up with the latest. And if you haven't, just search up Trevor Bauer and there will be stories and you can read them. There's a few great articles on The Athletic. They do a wonderful job writing up stuff like this, and just writing up articles in general. The Athletic's amazing. I love being able to read through The Athletic. But these are very serious allegations. I'm well aware of that. So 7-day administrative leave, it's with pay. And all it means is, hey, let's take a step back here before, just so kind of like just while we gather our information, we'll gather our MLB's investigating it too, as well as the Pasadena police. So that's going on. I don't know when he's going to pitch again for the Dodgers. It could be a little while. We don't know. It depends what happens. If he's found guilty of these things and he's done the things that are being accused of without consent, I don't see a way he's on the Dodgers. I'm being completely honest. I don't see a way how he's on the Dodgers or even in baseball. I'm being totally real right now. Sorry, I know my nose is stuffy. I'm not sick or anything, but I don't see a way he plays for the Dodgers. The Dodgers is a class act organization. They tried to trade for Aroldis Chapman. They had a trade go through. Then allegations came out against him, and the Dodgers said, nope. And they just, bloop, nope, we don't want you anymore. That's fine. Felipe Vasquez, he was a person who's going to be traded at the deadline from the Pirates. Dodgers were a big name that were in on him. I was 99% sure he was coming to the Dodgers. I mean, I just had a feeling. But allegations came out against him. Dodgers said, well, don't need him. That's fine. And I think that's the right decision. So if he's found guilty, I don't see him pitching in a Dodger uniform. I don't even know if he's in the MLB. He's probably going to get some jail time. Like, let's be real. He's probably going to have some prison time. But if it's not guilty, he can be on the mound. So I don't want to give my whole opinion on if she's lying or this and that. Like, I don't want to do that because it's so early, or if he really did it. I don't want to give my opinion on any of that right now because there's no point, because no one knows the full story. The only people that know what happened is that woman and Trevor Bauer. Those are the only 2 people who really know what happened. So I don't want to be going here spewing my opinion on, he's totally awful person, or, oh my gosh, she's a big fat liar, this and that. No, I'm not going to say those things. I'm not, and I don't believe, and I haven't really formed my own opinion yet because I want to hear more information. I want to hear what happens at the court case because that's what I believe will determine whether, if he's guilty, all right, I believe that they found that he's guilty. And if he's not guilty, I believe he was not guilty. So I don't want to be forming my own opinion, this and that, giving my theory on it because there's no point because we don't know the whole story. So I just want to talk about that. It is a bummer because we all know I love Trevor Bauer. He was a big signing for us. But if he's found guilty, he shouldn't be on the field. That's plain and simple. I think every person can agree with that. If he's found guilty, he shouldn't be on the field. But we'll see what happens with that. I'll keep you guys updated on the story. But some more happy MLB news. MLB All-Star voting ended. We have our All-Star starters. I'm not going to go over them because I'm going to have an episode coming out hopefully soon. I'm going to record it once we have our finals matchup. Going to have a guest on the pod. And we're going to go over some All-Star snubs as well. So I'm super looking forward to that. Super excited to do that. And but the starters have been announced. Shohei Ohtani, freaking rips balls out of stadiums, mashes them, loudest bats I've ever heard come off of his bat. He's the first player to 30 home runs on the season. He hit number 30 tonight and got the winning run, walk-off run on a base hit from Jared Walsh. He did get roughed up in his last start at Yankee Stadium, didn't get out of the first inning, gave up 7 runs. But here's a little fun stat for you guys. This is a little like stat of the day or stat of the pod. We'll call that stat of the pod. Stat of the pod here. Since the timing that the MLB said to stop using sticky stuff, we're going to start checking. Aroldis Chapman, closer for the Yankees, has a 12 ERA, and he gave up his first career grand slam to the Angels this week. So, I ain't saying he used sticky stuff or anything like that. I ain't saying that. But what I am saying is it's a little weird. Just a little weird. A 12 ERA since the MLB came down with that. But take that as you will. There's the stat of the pod. So, yeah, woo. But other MLB news, yeah. So all-star starters are in. I believe we have who are the contestants? Okay, so home run derby. I know we have Salvador Perez, Trey Mancini, Shohei Ohtani. I feel like I'm missing a few. Let me check right now. But I'm not sure. I feel like there's more. Sorry, guys. I don't know why my nose is all stuffy. 10 players we want to see. No, we already have people. Okay, confirmed for the contest. I feel like I'm missing one. So, Shohei Ohtani. Aha. Pete Alonso of the New York Mets. And so he's going to be coming back, reigning it. Trevor Story, Trey Mancini, and then Salvador Perez. So he has said that he will be. I believe there won't be no Aaron Judge, no Fernando Tatis, no Javi Baez, no Vladimir Guerrero Jr. They've all opted out of it. So we have 5 participants so far. There's still 3 more spots. We'll see what happens there. But Ohtani, Alonso, Trevor Story, and Trey Mancini. Those are all. That's going to be so much fun. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you don't care about the home run derby, watch Ohtani. Because the bat, sounds different off his bat. It just sounds different. The ball sounds different off his bat. He's ridiculous. He hit 3 home runs in the series against the Yankees. His first at bat at Yankee Stadium home run. But yeah, so I just want update you guys on that. Let you know about that. Haven't done it in a little while, so let's do an MLB standings update. As we end off our MLB news. So as of right now, let's start out in the American League. The Boston Red Sox, 52-31. I told you. Just watch out for them, and they are doing freaking amazing. First place in that division. Second place is the Tampa Bay Rays. They're 4.5 behind the Red Sox. And then 4 games behind the Rays, so 8.5 behind the Red Sox, are my Toronto Blue Jays. A game behind the Blue Jays, the New York Yankees. And in last place, Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, they're not doing too good. 22 wins on the year. That is the least in the MLB. In the American League Central, we have the Chicago White Sox in first place by 6 games. In second, 6 games behind the White Sox, like I just said. Cleveland Indians. Behind them, the Detroit Tigers. They are third. Fourth in the division, Kansas City Royals. And in last place in the AL Central, the team I told you would make it to the World Series and represent the AL, the Minnesota Twins. That was a very, very bad assumption there. They are awful. Twins have been awful. That awful pick by me. In the AL West, Houston Astros in first place, but 2.5 behind them is the Oakland A's. Right behind them, the Seattle Mariners, the Angels, and then rounding it off, the Texas Rangers. And now in the NL West, the San Francisco Giants have a half game lead on the Dodgers. So first is the Giants, half a game behind them is the Dodgers. Then 3.5 back of the Giants is the San Diego Padres in third place. And then we have a huge dip to the Colorado Rockies. And in last place, the Arizona Diamondbacks. In the NL East, the New York Mets currently first place. Right behind them, the Washington Nationals at a 40-40 record, 2.5 behind them. The Atlanta Braves are in third, Phillies fourth, Miami Marlins fifth. I'm going to do 2 stats of the pod. I'm going to do 2 of them because I have an interesting one on the Miami Marlins. Next is in the NL Central, the Milwaukee Brewers in first place and 7.5, which I believe is the biggest gap between division. It is 7.5 behind them is the Chicago Cubs. A half game behind them, the Cincinnati Reds. A game behind the Reds is the St. Louis Cardinals, and way behind is the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, I told you I had a stat on the Miami Marlins. They are the only last place team in their division with a positive run differential. So typically teams at the top have a plus run differential of a lot, or at least a good amount. I mean, the Giants are in first place. They have a plus 102 run differential. The Mets have a negative run differential. What? Okay, hang on. Okay. So the New York Mets are first place in the division. They have a -3 run differential. The Miami Marlins, last place in the division, have a plus 20 run differential. That is so weird. There's no other division like that. The Mets are the only division leader with a negative run differential, and the Miami Marlins are the only last place team with a positive run differential. That's insane. I'm sure it's happened before, but that's crazy for, to look at. Wow, that's weird. But that's all I want to talk to you MLB standings update and give you that fun stat of the pod. 2 of them today, so whoop whoop. Lastly, gonna go to the NBA. And it was the Phoenix Suns winning the West. They have punched their ticket to the NBA Finals. Chris Paul, D-Book, DeAndre Ayton, and the boys of the Valley heading to the NBA Finals. I know my cousin Emily is super pumped and excited. I'm sure you'll see my Valley jersey on our Finals preview. Don't call me a bandwagon. You've seen it before. But yeah, congratulations to the Suns taking down the Clippers. Clippers had a good season. They really did all they could without Kawhi. And we'll see what happens in the offseason because they have some interesting decisions this offseason to make. But Phoenix in the NBA Finals. And in the East, we have Game 6. It's going to be on Saturday, so the day this pod comes out, between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Atlanta Hawks. The Eastern Conference Finals, everybody predicted, of course. Milwaukee leads the series 3-2. No Giannis. Trae Young. So Trae Young and Giannis both missed Game 5. And Giannis is listed as doubtful for Game 6. Trae Young questionable. I don't expect to see Giannis. I do expect to see Trae. I don't know what's going to happen. I kind of want a Game 7. I love Game 7s, and that would be on Monday if there is a Game 7. So I just want to make a little prediction here. Let's go. Give me a Game 7. Give me a Game 7. Trae Young and the boys. I hope Trae Young comes back, and I think he's going to be fairly healthy, hopefully, and play a lot better. And we'll see if they can take down the Bucks in Milwaukee. It's in the A. We in Atlanta in the A. So give me the Hawks Game 6 to force a Game 7. But these NBA playoffs have been really fun to watch. I know it's not all the marquee teams we're talking about, but they've been fun to watch. They've been great games. If you're not watching them because they don't have the popular teams or whatever, you're missing out on a great NBA playoffs. But tune in tomorrow, Game 6, Bucks-Hawks. It's going down. Does Milwaukee punch their ticket, or does Atlanta force a Game 7? We shall see. But that's all I really got for you guys today for the pod. Again, if you haven't, listen to the Justin Campbell interview. Let me know some other people you'd like to see me try and interview. I will reach out to anybody and try anyone, really. And yeah, I would love to interview anybody you guys suggest. So in the YouTube comments, let me know about what you think about the NCAA name, likeness, endorsement deals so college athletes can get paid. Give me your athletes who you think would have made the most money in college if it was going on when they were playing. Let me know. Give me your MLB hot takes. Let me know some MLB news. Talk to me on that. And talk NBA. Who you think winning Game 6? What do you think the finals matchup's going to be? Be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Hit the follow button on Spotify. 5-star review on Apple. Follow me on Instagram, J_sports_podcast. Comment on all of those. I would love and appreciate any comments I get. I think that's all I got for you guys. So until next time, this has been Joshua Nowakowski of the J Sports